The more rumors I hear about Quentin Tarantino's upcoming project, the more I come to the realization that this will be the 10th and last film of his. With all the great works he has put out over the last 3 decades, I think it is good to look back and daydream about the Tarantino films we could have had come to life but never did. There are films which Tarantino has talked about publicly and said he would like to direct, and which he has written screenplays for but was never able to finish it, or wasn't able to direct it. As Tarantino announced that his last film will be about a journalist of a porno rag and will be called The Movie Critic. Here are some of the Tarantino films we will never get. Probably my favorite of all the film ideas would be the prequel of Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, with John Travolta and Michael Madsen reprising their roles as the Vega brothers. We actually have a very clear vision for this film, as Tarantino has talked about it and revealed it would be based in Amsterdam. Vincent would be running a club for the one and only Marcellus Wallace. During his time in Amsterdam, Vic would pay a visit to his brother, staying with him for a weekend. Over that weekend, Vic and Vincent would go and frolic all over Amsterdam and have a weekend adventure. However, by the early 2000s, with both actors aging, it seemed that they needed to recast them if Tarantino wanted to make this film. For Tarantino, Kill Bill is still not over, with a third volume being discussed in recent years. The film would have the daughter of Veronica Green, the assassin Beatrix Kiddo killed at the beginning of Kill Bill Volume 1, hunt down her mother's killer. Tarantino revealed that he was talking with Uma Thurman in hopes of having a Kill Bill Volume 3. With it already been a few years since then, I doubt that we will have it anytime soon. After releasing Django Unchained, Tarantino along with Matt Wagner made a 7-issue series which continues after the film, with Django meeting Don Diego de la Vega and becoming his bodyguard while they help free an indigenous population from slavery. In 2019, it was rumored that Tarantino, along with Jared Carmichael, were developing an adaptation of the graphic novel. However, it seems that Tarantino in fact won't be directing it and will be giving the opportunity to someone else. But I doubt Tarantino would want someone else to direct his work, especially after Natural Born Killers. With Tarantino directing Jackie Brown in 1997, which was based off Elmore Leonard's Rum Punch, he wanted to adapt his book called 40 Lashes Less 1. This book tells the revenge story which we have seen Tarantino do perfectly so many times. This story is of an Apache and a black soldier who are sent to death row and from which they break out to hunt and kill the 5 worst outlaws of the West. As Tarantino prefers to write and direct original projects, he sidelined 40 Lashes Less 1 to focus on his own revenge stories like Django Unchained. However, in 2007, when he owned the rights to the book, he revealed he had written a few pages for the screenplay. Killer Crow, just like the other films we will never get from Tarantino, is related to some of Tarantino's already existing work and would be a spin-off to Inglourious Basterds. Originally, it would have Lieutenant Alder Rain come across a black platoon that, just like him, were on a mission of revenge. However, that part was cut from the original Inglourious Basterds script. In this screenplay Tarantino written specifically for the Killer Crow film, it would focus solely on the black platoon as to get revenge on white officers who had screwed them over. However, Tarantino said that it still needs to be polished if he were to direct it and make it a feature film.